దేశంలోనే అత్యంత నివాసయోగ్యమైన ఉత్తమ నగరంగా హైదరాబాద్ ఉందని రాష్ట్ర ఐటీ పరిశ్రమల శాఖ మంత్రి కేటీఆర్ స్పష్టం చేశారు. విశ్వనగరం హైదరాబాద్కు ఎన్నో అంతర్జాతీయ అవార్డులు, గుర్తింపులు దక్కాయని తెలిపారు. ప్రపంచంలోనే నెంబర్ 1 ఈకో ఫ్రెండ్లీ నగరంగా హైదరాబాద్ను తీర్చిదిద్దుతున్నామని పేర్కొన్నారు. హైదరాబాద్లో నిర్వహించిన రీప్లానెట్ ఇనిషియేటివ్ కార్యక్రమంలో మంత్రి కేటీఆర్ పాల్గొన్నారు. ఈ సందర్భంగా కేటీఆర్ మాట్లాడుతూ గత 5,000 సంవత్సరాల్లో జరిగిన నగరీకరణ రాబోయే 50 ఏళ్లలో జరుగుతుందన్నారు. నగరీకరణతో పట్టణాల్లో మౌలిక వసతుల కల్పనకు ప్రాధాన్యత ఏర్పడిందన్నారు. దేశంలో పట్టణీకరణ వేగంగా జరుగుతున్న రాష్ట్రాల్లో తెలంగాణ ముందు వరుసలో ఉందన్నారు. హైదరాబాద్లో రోజు 6,000 మెట్రిక్ టన్నుల వ్యర్థాలు సేకరిస్తున్నామని తెలిపారు. వ్యర్థాలతో కరెంటు ఉత్పత్తి చేసేందుకు విద్యుత్ ప్లాంట్ ఏర్పాటు చేశామని పేర్కొన్నారు. రాష్ట్రంలోని 142 మున్సిపాలిటీల్లో ఎఫ్ఎస్జీపీ ప్లాంట్లు ఏర్పాటు చేయబోతున్నామని తెలిపారు. తెలంగాణకు జీడీపీ 45% పైగా అర్బన్ సిటీ నుండి వస్తుందన్నారు.
With very specific focus on water and the importance of circular economy. This topic assumes a lot of significance and there's a lot of topical significance with reference to urban areas, and me being the urban development minister, I also wanted to share with you a few things that we have attempted and a few things where we have succeeded, and also areas where we are still working on in terms of ensuring that our cities, which have turned into heat islands and have become single biggest contributor to carbon emissions, have to be tackled. And this is something that I say not just as a Minister for Urban Development, but also as a very concerned citizen and as a concerned father who's worried about the future generations as well. As we all understand, as we all know, cities across the world, not just in India, have become the economic engines, propelling our growth stories across the universe, across the planet. Now, if you just look at India, or if you look at Telangana for that matter, more than 45% of Telangana's GSDP actually comes from Hyderabad and the suburban areas of Hyderabad. Same is the logic for every single nation across the world. In fact, a few years ago, I have mentioned this before, but I'll say it again. A few years ago, I had a meeting with Satya Nadella, who is the chairman of Microsoft, CEO and chairman of Microsoft. So when I was sharing with him that Telangana is a very urban state and a large chunk of our revenue actually comes from urban pockets, Satya shared something very insightful and interesting. He said, even though Microsoft actually exists in nearly 180 countries in terms of presence, 70% of Microsoft's revenue also comes from 80 cities across the world. So cities have become magnets for investment. Cities have become magnets for migration, urbanization, primarily because, people migrate to cities in search of better livelihood opportunities, better education facilities, better healthcare facilities. In general, better living standards is what they come in anticipation of. As a result, what we are witnessing today is, Mr. Nitin Gadkari, Honorable Minister, Union Minister, keeps referring to this, and let me paraphrase him a bit. Mr. Gadkari keeps telling us whenever we meet him that whatever urbanization has happened over the last 5,000 years is likely to happen over the next 50 years. The same quantum of urbanization that has happened in the last 5,000 years will be happening again, will be repeating itself over the course of next 50 years. So that kind of points you to the enormity of the challenge at hand for all of us. The importance of urban areas, of course, cannot be overruled. It can be gauged from the fact that while urban areas in terms of geographical expanse constitute for 5%, but they contribute to 46% of the population in Telangana and to about 2/3 of the GSDP of the state. To put it in numbers, let me put it this way. If you look at Telangana as a state, our geographical area that the state currently kind of covers or extends to is about 1,12,000 square kilometers, out of which Hyderabad alone is 675 square kilometers. But if you look at other urban pockets also in the entire state of Telangana, it would not be more than 2,000 square kilometers. So what are we talking about here? 1,12,000 square kilometers versus 2,000 square kilometers. But if you look at the population, 46.8% of the population is in this 2,000 square kilometers, whereas the remaining population is in the rest of 1,10,000 square kilometers. So that kind of goes to show you why the urban infrastructure keeps crumbling. Because, the density of population, the paucity of space, that presents a huge challenge to the entire urban development department that I head. As I just pointed out, the socio-economic outlook of Telangana 2022 actually shows that Telangana's urban population is 46.8 compared to the national average of 31.16. That makes us one of the most urbanized states in the country. I think we are the third most urban state after Tamil Nadu, which is at 48.45, and Kerala at 47.23, and right after us is Maharashtra at 45.23. So that makes Telangana one of the most urbanized states in the entire country. And we are also one of the fastest growing urban economies in the country. When the state of Telangana was formed in 2014,